Tom was driving down the highway in his newly purchased used car, listening to music and enjoying the smell of fresh leather, when a state police car pulled up behind him with sirens flashing. 10 minutes later, Tom was standing on the side of the dusty highway, watching a flatbed tow truck carry his $25,000 dream car away to an impound lot. Tom had not committed a crime. He was not speeding, he was not driving under the influence, and he had never missed a single car payment. Yet, the state police officer informed him that his vehicle was completely unregistered, his temporary out-of-state license plate was illegal, and the state had no record of who actually owned the car. Tom had just become another victim of a highly sophisticated used car scam, run not by a shady local mechanic, but by the largest online car retailers in America. And if you are planning to buy a used car online within the next year, you are at risk of falling into the exact same trap. To understand why Tom's car was towed, you have to look past the shiny, brightly lit car vending machines and the convenience of home delivery. Because behind the scenes, online car platforms have been running a massive hidden operation known as the title float. When you buy a car from a traditional dealership, state laws require the dealer to submit your ownership registration and transfer your legal car title within a strict legal window, usually 20 days. But online giants like Carvana grew so fast that their back-office systems completely collapsed. They began purchasing thousands of used cars at wholesale auctions all over the country, listing them on their app, and selling them to customers before they actually held the physical paper titles in their offices. The company was essentially selling cars they did not legally own yet. When Tom clicked purchase, the company happily took his $25,000, delivered the car to his driveway, and handed him a temporary paper license plate. But behind the scenes, they were secretly scrambling to find the physical title from previous owners, banks, and auction houses. To keep Tom from finding out, when his first temporary tag expired, the company illegally printed out-of-state temporary license plates from Arizona and mailed them to his house, hoping the real title would show up before the police noticed. But the police did notice. In fact, state regulators across the country began slamming the brakes on this operation. In North Carolina, the Department of Motor Vehicles suspended Carvana's dealer license for 180 days after investigating illegal out-of-state tags and missing titles. Illinois suspended their license twice for failing to deliver titles within the legal window, forcing the company to forfeit a $250,000 bond. And in Michigan, state investigators uncovered over 120 probation violations, forcing the company to surrender its Novi dealership license for 3 years. Tom's dream purchase was actually an expensive paperweight that he legally could not drive. Realizing the online vending machine model was a gamble, Tom decided to look at the traditional king of used cars, CarMax. CarMax promises complete peace of mind. They advertise that every single vehicle on their lot undergoes a rigorous 125-point inspection, backed by 12 hours of meticulous reconditioning. They even offer no haggle pricing, promising that the price you see is the absolute best value. But what does no haggle actually mean? It means the markup is completely non-negotiable. Market data reveals that no haggle dealers frequently charge a premium of $1,500 to $3,000 above the vehicle's true wholesale auction value. But the real trap is what lies hidden behind their certified inspection checklist. An investigation by the Federal Trade Commission busted major used car retailers, including CarMax, for a terrifying safety loophole. The companies heavily marketed how thoroughly they inspected their vehicles, leading buyers to believe their cars were completely safe. Yet, investigators found they were actively selling used vehicles with dangerous, unrepaired federal safety recalls, including stalling engines, faulty brakes, and the infamous Takata exploding airbags. How is this legally possible? Under federal law, it is illegal for a dealership to sell a brand new car with an open safety recall. But for used cars, the Federal Trade Commission approved a controversial loophole. Used car dealerships are legally allowed to advertise and sell recalled vehicles as fully inspected and safe, as long as they put a tiny, 3-second disclaimer at the bottom of their commercials or in the fine print of the contract stating that some vehicles may be subject to open safety recalls. They pass the legal burden and the life-threatening safety risk directly onto you, the buyer. This leads to a bizarre financial question. If these companies are charging massive retail premiums, selling cars before they own the titles, and skipping expensive recall repairs, they must be drowning in profits. But they aren't. During the pandemic bubble of 21, Carvana's stock price rocketed to an astronomical peak of $370 per share, valuing the company at over $60 billion. But just 18 months later, in December 22, the stock price crashed by over 99%, bottoming out at less than $4 per share, bringing the company to the edge of total bankruptcy. Why? Because the company's business model relied on platform capitalism. They spent billions of dollars in venture capital debt to buy up used car inventory at highly inflated prices, aiming for rapid market capture and massive Wall Street hype. While the founders and early executives cashed out billions of dollars in stock at the very peak, their real-world logistics systems collapsed under the weight, leaving everyday consumers like Tom holding the bag with unregistered, undriveable cars. It was a speculative financial loop, funded by debt, subsidized by the illusion of luxury, and paid for by everyday buyers. So, how do we protect ourselves from the used car trap? You defend your wallet by following 3 non-negotiable rules. First, before you sign a single document or hand over any money, demand that the dealership physically show you the paper title of the vehicle in their hand. If they tell you the title is digital, in transit, or being processed, walk away immediately. You should never purchase a car that the dealer does not legally possess. Second, copy the vehicle identification number and run a free check on the official National Highway Traffic Safety Administration website. This takes 30 seconds and will instantly reveal if the car has a lethal, unrepaired safety recall that the dealer is trying to hide in the fine print. Third, never rely on a dealership's multi-point certified inspection. Always pay $100 for an independent, third-party mechanic to inspect the car before you buy. The used car market is a financial minefield, designed to prioritize corporate stock valuations over your personal safety and budget. If you want to understand the hidden economic traps they do not teach you in school and protect your hard-earned wealth, subscribe to Money Matters. Let us expose the traps together.